Hello everyone and welcome to entry.me. My name is Danish Zafar and today we are going to discuss one of the most important sessions of your life. Why I have called it one of the most important sessions. Guys, it has happened many times with you that you have filled a form. You wanted to crack some examinations, but do you really know the strategy? Do you really know the plan? Do you really know about the exam? Do you really know the number of vacancies? Do you really know the sectional cutoffs and everything? If you really know, then it's great for you, and if you do not know, this session is going to change your life forever. So guys, please see the session till the last, and in the end do let me know how was the session. So here I am going to start the session. The most important thing, see the importance of this thing, strategy in your life is very much. The reason is, this is plan basically. If you have not planned your examination, you are not going to score in it. It's very simple. Lakhs of people have filled the forms. Many wants the same vacancy that you are looking for. So you need to be a little different. You need to be you need to think a little out of the box to get selection in one go, in one attempt. So here I am going to give you a strategy through which you can crack your exam in one go, in one attempt. So just follow the session rigorously, and this is my promise, this session is going to change your life for forever. Okay, now the very first thing you need to understand, you have to crack English section. This video is about only and only English section. So the first thing is, you must know the exam calendar. Now what do I mean by exam calendar? Exam calendar means you must know what are upcoming exams. Okay, and once you get to know the upcoming exams, then you must understand the importance of English. The importance of English, I have a lot of students, those who have got selected in different bank examinations, and whenever I used to have word with them, they used to say, sir, the biggest problem is English. Sir, I am unable to clear the cutoff of English. Here I am not saying that you have to clear the cutoff. I am saying English is scoring. Score in English. You can score good marks, excellent marks in English. Okay, 30 out of 30 you can score 26 marks, 27 marks in English, and this is very much possible if you rigorously follow what I am going to tell you in this session. So once you are done with the importance of English, then you must understand the syllabus of exam in terms of English. Then not just syllabus, you need to understand what kind of questions are asked. That means the pattern of questions you must understand, and then you schedule a frame for your studies, then how you have to study a specific or particular subject, and finally that you have to do is practice the schedule. You have to follow the schedule that I am going to give you. Okay, so let's start the session without wasting a single minute. So the very first thing that I am going to tell you is the first point, know the exam calendar. So guys, there is a good news for all of you. We have a lot of exams coming. Okay, so what are the upcoming exams? Here they are. So the very first exam is SBI Bank PO, and it is going to happen most probably in the month of July. Okay, because we are almost in June, so it is going to happen in the month of July. One more thing is that the notification is about to release. They have, the notification has got delayed, so you need not worry. Soon you are going to get the notification, and the mains for the same exam is in the month of August or September. Then the other exam you have is SBI clerk examination. Now it is again a clerk examination, but a very very important examination, and you must go for it. So this is in the month of February or maybe March. Okay, here are the dates given, February and March, and it has delayed basically. That means it is going to happen very soon. Okay, it was in the month of February and March, but now it is going to happen soon, and the expected notification, you can say, in the month of July or September. Okay, so these are the upcoming exam. Then we will have IBPS PO exam. It is the notification for the same is expected in the month of September, and on 3rd, 4th and 10th October you might have the exam. So you have exam in August, you have exam in September, you have exam in October, and then you have mains in November. So the whole year is full of examination. You have IBPS clerical examination also. Okay, so here I have given you the list. Then you have IBPS SO examination, that is the prelims is on 26 and on 27 December. Mains, the date of mains is also there. Notification is expected in most probably in the month of November. So guys, here I have given almost all the details of the big and the main examinations that you need to focus throughout the year. The same is with IBPS RRB officer examination. The notification is expected in next month. Okay, so why am I showing all these examinations to you? The reason is so that you should not feel demoralized that you have less number of jobs. You have a lot of vacancies waiting for you. It's up to you when you are going to crack it. So 6 big exams. See, 1, 2, 3, 4. Then we have 3 more. 5, 6, 7. So you have 7 big exams coming this year. And apart from this 7 giant big examinations, we have another examination. See, 3 more examinations which are waiting for you, and one of them is SEBI examination, and all of them will be conducted in this month. Now some of the exams have been delayed because of COVID-19, but you need not worry about that. The reason being, soon these exams will be conducted by the association. Now let's move further and let's talk further. Here I am going to discuss the importance of English section in bank examination. What is the importance of English examination? Do I really need to focus on English, or can I just on the basis of maths, reasoning and GS, can I crack the exam without English? Is it important to work on English? Is it really necessary to understand the subtle nuances of the language? The importance of English is this much that it is asked in almost all examination. You think an exam and there is English, especially when we talk about bank examination. English is asked in almost all comparative examinations, and when it comes to bank, it is asked almost in all examinations. And if there are exams like RRB, English is not asked in pre, then they asked English in mains examination. So what I mean to say is that if English is not asked in one examination, it is definitely asked in the mains examination. That means you cannot escape from English. Okay, you have to face it, and when you have to face it, then face it bravely, prepare and score. Now the second point is good weightage. We all know the weightage of English marks: 30 marks in pre, 35 or 40 marks in mains. So it is very, very important to understand that it has got a good weightage, and it is not only about weightage. The best thing about English is that English is scoring. English is no doubt a scoring subject in bank, but you know what is the cutoff? It starts with 7. Somehow I am talking about average cutoff. It starts with 7 and ends around 14. Okay. So, and a student, sometimes it happens if the paper comes very easy, so it may vary from 10 to 17 or 18. Okay, but it rarely happens. The cutoff is between 7 to 14. Here I am not talking about just cutoff. I am talking about scoring 25 plus marks. Okay, so the idea is, how can you score 25 plus marks in English? See, cutoff is not too high. I told you the cutoff is not too high, but I am not taking this session to make you clear your cutoff. Here I am to make the English language scoring and to make 25 marks, and I am telling you, it is not something out of the world. It is not something very difficult. It is something which you can easily do. Okay, now let's see how you can do it. We need a strategy, we need a plan for everything. If your plan works, you are always in a win-win situation. Now the second point which I told you about this strategy is to understand the syllabus of the examination. Now if you see what I have done, these I have written in bold. There is a reason behind it. Bold. Again, this is also in bold letters. This is also in bold. Now, why? Because the bold means these questions are based on reading. Okay. Now, these which are not bold, they are based on either English grammar or vocabulary. So in short, you need to understand that the syllabus of your exam is divided in two parts. One is the reading portion and the other is grammar and word usage, or you can call it vocabulary portion. We have to focus on the both portions simultaneously. Now try to understand this. The importance of cloze test, parajumbles, reading comprehension, paragraph completion and sentence completion is very high. Why? Because these are the portions where most of the students cannot score or do not score. It becomes rather difficult for a student to score in cloze test, in parajumbles, in sentence completions. What exactly students do? They learn a lot of vocabulary. Okay, they do a lot of grammar, and on the basis of this they try to score 7, 8 or 10 marks. But if you are good at reading, you can score good in grammar and vocabulary as well, because reading is the master key. If you read, you understand the grammar. If you read, you learn the vocab. If you read, you learn the word usage. If you read, you know how a sentence starts and complete. If you read, you know how the sentences are arranged in a paragraph. So reading gives you an ultimate experience of everything, and this is the reason I call it what? Master key to crack any comparative exam, especially bank exam. So I am going to tell you soon that how you have to read, what you have to read, when you have to read. Everything will be discussed in this session. Okay, now the other things are fill in the blanks. These fill in the blanks are based on, now let me give you a brief about these questions, what type of questions they are. Now cloze test is a paragraph which is given to you, again based on reading, and these cloze tests are asked in many ways. Sometimes they are asked in terms of fill in the blanks. Sometimes a wrong word is filled in and you need to remove the word. So a paragraph is given, and from that paragraph some words are missing, either missing or or they are wrongly filled. So you have to remove the wrongly filled word and you have to fill the correct word according to the options given to you. First thing, sometimes you may get a blank and you need to fill the blank on the basis of multiple things, on the basis of sometimes prepositions, that means grammar, sometimes on the basis of vocabulary, sometimes on the basis of word usage, and many things. In the same manner, the same happens with parajumble and sentence arrangement. A paragraph is given to you which is jumbled and you need to rearrange it. Sometimes you need to tell what is the first sentence, sometimes you need to tell what is the third sentence, what is going to be the last sentence. Okay, and this is called sentence arrangement. The same is with parajumble. In parajumbles are little different. Maybe first or last sentence is given and you need to arrange the sentences which should come in middle. Okay, so this is how these questions are asked. Again, they are reading based. Then fill in the blanks. They are also called fillers, and they are again based on vocabulary. Sometimes they are based on grammar as well, and sometimes they are based on word usage. I am going to tell you word usage. What word usage is? What word usage is? Okay, then we have reading comprehension. We all know what a reading comprehension is. A big paragraph is given to you. You need to read the reading comprehension, the comprehension. You need to understand it, and then you have to answer certain questions on the basis of the comprehension you have read. Then the next is paragraph completion. Again, a paragraph is given to you which is not complete. A portion of the paragraph is missing, and you need to find the missing portion from the given options. So again, this is all based on reading. Then we have vocabulary and word association. Vocabulary and word association means sometimes you are asked antonyms, synonym, one word substitutions. Then we have root words, foreign words. There are many things which are asked in bank examinations, and all we are going to cover in your syllabus. So you need not worry. Here I am just going to show you the syllabus and the pattern of the exams and the other things. Then sentence completion. See, sentence completion is a little different from paragraph completion. Here you are given a paragraph, and here you are asked to complete the sentence. Okay, this is the only difference. Again, they are based on grammar. Sometimes they are based on vocab as well. Now then you have multiple meaning error spotting. That means sometimes a sentence is given to you, and you need to find the best way of writing that paragraph. Sometimes it happens an error is given to you, a sentence is given to you, and that sentence has got an error. You need to find out the error. So sometimes, rarely, active and passives are also asked in bank examination, and there are miscellaneous questions. So guys, this is the syllabus of bank examination. If I tell this syllabus in one line, I would say reading, grammar, and vocabulary. Okay, and all the questions are based on these three things. If you have command on these three things, I am telling you, nobody gonna stop you from getting selection in bank examination. Now let us see what kind of pattern of questions are there in bank examination. See, these are some different kind of questions which are asked on the basis of grammar, on the basis of reading, and on the basis of vocabulary in the bank examination. So what the very first is match the following. Now match the following are asked in two ways. Sometimes it happens that you are given sentences in two boxes. You remember when you were a kid, so you used to have something like this: lion, then you have goat, then you have crow, and here it is written croaks, roars, and bleats. So we all know what we used to do. A lion roars, a goat bleats, and a crow crows or caws. Both can be said. So this is how you used to do when you were a kid. Now in the bank examination you are going to do the same thing. You are going to do the same thing. And what is that same thing? The same thing is match the following. Okay, so here you might have one sentence, here you have some more sentences. So here sentence 1, sentence 2, sentence 3, here A, B, C. So you need to again match to make a sentence which has got some meaning, which is conceptually or contextually correct. So sometimes they are asked on the basis of sentences, and sometimes they are asked on the basis of vocabulary. Then you have theme detection. Do you know what is theme? Theme means central idea, or you can say the cynosure of the topic. Sometimes a paragraph is given to you and you are asked about the theme of that specific paragraph. What is the theme of that paragraph? What exactly the writer want to say? Okay, so theme detection questions are very important, and they are completely based on reading and understanding. Reading and understanding. Then we have fillers. Again, one of the most important type of questions. Now, why fillers are very important? Because they are based on vocabulary and they are based on grammar as well, and they have got a very good weightage in the examination. I believe that they are one of the easiest questions to attempt. Okay, there are many tricks which I am going to tell you in upcoming classes. You need to understand that fillers are important and easy and scoring. Then we have phrasal replacements. Again, they are again kind of error detection and sometimes fill in the blanks. A phrase is given to you, for example, look up is given to you, and you have to change it to look for. So they are on the basis of phrasal verbs, on the basis of grammar, on the basis of vocabulary. The same is with word usage. Now word usage is very important. You need to understand. For example, I write a word. I saw a bad crime. Now this bad word is not this good. If I use a word heinous. Heinous means heinous means something utterly bad, something which is disgusting, something which is hateful. But you may ask, sir, what is bad about bad? Can't I say I saw a bad crime? No, you cannot, because heinous is a better word. Okay, so this is called the word usage. You need to understand which word should be used where. Like we have ad hoc professors. We cannot call them temporary professors. We call them ad hoc professors. In the same manner, we have monitor or the screen of the computer. We cannot call it television. Understand? So there is a slight difference among all words. So you need to understand the correct usage of each word. You need to understand where to use adjective. You need to understand where to use adverb. You need to understand where to use its third form, where to use its past participle form. So this is called word usage. And apart from that, we have some miscellaneous questions which are being introduced almost every second year or third year in bank examinations. So we need to learn those as well. So these are the pattern of questions. I have told you the syllabus of your examinations. I have told you the pattern of questions as well. And here it comes how you can crack it. Guys, I am not asking for a lot of your time. What I am asking for just give me 100 minutes. Just give me 100 minutes a day and I guarantee you a job. I guarantee you a good score in English. I guarantee that you will not be disqualified for the examination just because of English language. So all you have to give is just give me 100 minutes. I am not asking you to study for 5 hours, for 4 hours, just 100 minutes for my subject, and you can crack bank examination in one single attempt. So what you have to do, I have divided this in two parts. One is conscious reading and the other is proper practice. Now let us first understand what is conscious reading. Guys, you have to read. The very first thing you need to understand that reading is important. So you have to read. Now what all you can read? You can go for novels. You can go for newspapers. You can go for magazines. You can go for blogs. Now the most important thing that you can read is newspapers. But reading is something those who have not done it, they find it boring. So I would ask you to read something which is area of your interest. For example, my area of interest is philosophy. So whenever I am asked to read a book or whenever I am asked to choose a book, I choose something philosophical. And somehow I complete that novel which is based on philosophy. So if you are not very much fond of reading, then go for your area of interest. And remember one thing, you have to pick a book that you understand 70%, not 100%. If you are reading something which you understand 100%, you are not learning that much. You need to pick up a stuff which you understand just by 70%. and 30% you need to fight with that stuff. You need to fight with that stuff. Now what do I mean by fight? For example, you read a paragraph, okay, that you can understand. Now this reading is for 45 minutes, and this 45 minutes are also divided, like first point is 30 minutes of undisturbed reading. That means set an alarm clock and start reading. Okay, so after 30 minutes keep on reading, read something that you understand 70%. Definitely you will come across sentences, words, idioms or phrases, the meaning of which you do not understand. So what you have to do, you have to underline them. Okay, you have to underline them. And once you are done with 30 minutes, once your alarm rings and you understand you are done with 30 minutes, what you have to do? Second point, note down the words, find out their meanings, and this is going to be your vocab register. Okay, remember it is going to be your vocab register. Okay, so this from here you will learn the maximum word usage. You will understand how a word is used in a paragraph, so you need to observe it. And then now it will take around 10 minutes, and in the last 5 minutes what you have to do, you have to revise everything. You have to revise everything. The vocabulary, try to learn it, try to understand the usage, and try to summarize whatever you have read. Try to summarize in your own word. You are not supposed to write it, just think it in English. And for example, you read about sharks, so think everything about sharks, and keep it a habit. Whatever you read, think about it, and it will be yours for a long period of time. Now, so this is from reading. 30 minutes here, 10 minutes here, and 5 minutes of thorough revision. Thorough revision of 5 minutes. Now this is called conscious reading. If you do it only for a month, you will find a drastic change in your personality, in your communication skills, and in your English language. Now let's talk about how you have to practice, proper practice of questions. So here I have made a schedule for you guys. What you have to do on Monday, it is written here. What you have to do on Tuesday, it is written here. What you have to do on Wednesday, it is written here. So let's see. On Monday you have to read one reading comprehension. Take previous years, these are the best things. So from where you are going to get this content? Entry is going to help you in this content. Entry is going to provide you a lot of content. I am going to provide you a lot of content. Then a lot of content is there on internet. You can find a lot of books related to this on internet. So everything is there. If you ever face a problem and you do not understand where to practice, you have to come to me. I am going to help you for sure, or Entry is going to help you for sure. So one reading comprehension, one cloze test, and one sentence arrangement. And you have to do everything with analysis. With analysis means you need to understand the sentences which you did not understand while doing the reading comprehension or sentence arrangement. If you do it with analysis, it is going to take 40 minutes. It is going to take 40 minutes. Okay, then now in starting it may take 45 minutes or sometimes 50 minutes, but if you do it for a week, I am telling you, you can do it in less than 40 minutes. All you have to do, you just need to be regular. Now then you have to go for vocabulary. Vocabulary consists of idioms, phrases, one word, synonym, antonyms, fillers, usage, and you have to do everything with analysis for 15 minutes. So total time is 100 minutes. Like, see, 40 here, 15 here. 14 and 15, how much? 40 and 15, and then here you have 45. So 5 by 5, 10, carry 1, 4, 5, 6 and 400 minutes. So this is how I have planned everything for you in 100 minutes. 45 minutes here, and here you have 40 and 10. here you have 55 minutes. So collectively you have 100 minutes. The same is here. On Tuesday you have to change it. You have to do 5 match the following questions, 5 theme detection questions, 10 spotting errors with analysis, and you will be able to do it in 40 minutes. It may take 10 more minutes in the starting, but within a week somehow you will be able to touch this time. This is going to be your target, and I am telling you, you will overachieve your target for sure. Then again the same thing you have to repeat, idiom phrases every day. Vocab should be done every day, because it is not something that can be that can be attained in 1 week or 2 weeks. So you have to give every day 15 minutes to vocab. Again you have 100 minutes here. Then third day, 5 sentence completion, 5 miscellaneous means new questions which are being asked in bank examinations, then 5 parajumbles with analysis, and it will again take 40 minutes. Okay, vocabulary you have, phrases, one word, again 15 minutes. So again you are going to hit 100 minutes. Now till here there is not a single kind of question which is left, something that is asked in bank examination but we have not covered in our schedule. So this schedule is going to give you 100% bank exam pattern, and you have to repeat the same on Thursday. That means repeat Monday means this portion. Then on Friday you have to repeat Tuesday, that means this portion. Okay, then on Saturday you have to repeat Wednesday means again this portion. So guys, this schedule is going to give you selection in one single attempt. You have to follow it rigorously. Now many students must be thinking, sir, what I have to do on Monday? Monday you have to do just one thing and relax. Monday you have to go for a mock test and analysis. How you have to analyze? You have to analyze complete analysis. Okay, so every week you are going to, within 2 weeks you will get to know that your score in English will definitely surge. Okay, it will increase for sure. Just do it for 2 weeks and let me know what is the result. Okay, now guys, the question is, sir, should I follow this? How will I follow this? Will it not be difficult? Guys, there could be a lot of vacancies in the market. Okay, but what you need just one. Remember this. So you need to be focused, you need to be motivated, you need to be determined if you really want to crack bank examination. It is just a matter of 100 minutes per day, and it is not something that you need to do for the rest of your life. You just follow this for 4 to 5 months, you will get a job for sure, and you will never be failed in terms of English. So guys, thank you so much for the session. If you have liked the session, do let us know. If you have any doubts, any suggestions, do let me know in the comment box. Love you all, take care, bye bye, and see you in the next class.